Are you one of those people who tends to put on a few LBs during the holidays? It starts with the cookies your neighbor brings over, followed by the treats at your holiday office party. Well, Rebecca Cooper is an eating disorder specialist and the author of Diets Don't Work. She's here with more on how we can try to have some self-control. Rebecca, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Heather.
Is it really possible to have self-control this time of year? This tends to be the time we say, I deserve it.
This is not the time to start a diet. This is not the time to try to stay away from the holiday treats, because that's what the holidays are about for a lot of us. The problem we get into is when we start using the food for emotional reasons or stress eating.
So what do you tend to see that people do this time of year that you're saying, okay, I said you can have some treats, but I didn't mean to do that?
Right. A lot of times people will end up having one cookie and then ended up having several cookies, and they didn't mean to.
Are you looking through my windows?
It happens to a lot of people. And for some people, there is a reason why they can't have just one. Other people, they have no problem whatsoever with that. And again, there is research now that's showing that for some people, some sugars can be addictive, and so it's almost like having that drink if you're an alcoholic.
Let's talk about that for a second, because we're starting to learn more and more the power of sugar and sugar addiction. What are you finding in regards to that?
Well, you know, it's very individualized. Not everyone has a problem with sugar, and that's why it's so hard. What we find at Rebecca's House Eating Disorder Treatment Centers is that some of the girls, some of the men have problems with the sugar, and some have no problem whatsoever. So we have to find out individually who has that problem. We do find...
How would you know if you had it? What are the warning signs of sugar addiction, which is a very real thing?
It really is. Well, the first one, of course, is I can't stop once I start. The other thing is, you may notice that you feel good for a while, and then you get very sleepy, very tired, and you just don't want to do life. You may find that you're very emotional, that you're going up and down with your emotions, which actually can be sugar withdrawals for those who have that addictive characteristic. Genetically, they're finding that that is why some people are having this problem.
Let's just talk about the holidays in general, though. What do you suggest that people do during this time of year? You definitely mentioned don't go out there and start your diet right now. What do you suggest people do when just the sweets seem to be everywhere you turn?
Focus on what the season's all about and being with people, really connecting with people and enjoying the people that are around you. Instead of focusing on the food, it's nice to have all the food while you're having your dinner and everything, and you know, enjoy it. Don't get into the guilt about it, because like you were saying earlier, that just compounds the problem for a lot of us.
It sure does. And really quick, we have about 20 more seconds here. Your book, Diets Don't Work. Okay, what does work then?
Starting to get in touch with your appetite, eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're full, and realizing what foods are triggers for you. And also, if you have some problems with the food that may need an eating disorder assessment or something like that. But most people can go ahead and just enjoy the holidays and not be concerned about the food.
All right, Rebecca Cooper, author of Diets Don't Work and an eating disorder specialist as well. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. We certainly do appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather.
All right, have a great holiday season.